Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Leslie with Black Dog Vintage. I have a really nice haul today from the flea market. I know the last couple weeks haven't been that great, at least in my eyes. They haven't been all that great, but today was a really great day at the flea market. It was fantastic. I got lots of great things. I met a couple new vendors. It was just a fantastic day. So, and I've got a nice mix. I've even got some costume here, some beautiful brooches, some really nice pieces. I've got a ton of rings. We've got a nice little restock on some rings here, some turquoise. I've got some native cuffs here. Lots of great things. So I need to get right into it because I've got over 75 pieces here. So I'm going to see whether or not we can get through all 75 pieces in one video. Oh my gosh. Okay, so if you have not already subscribed to my channel, please take a second, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications. I would really appreciate it. It would mean the world to me if you could. I am really working hard to grow my channel, so please do that. And I go live. Twice a week on Wednesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern, and then also Saturdays, 8 p.m. Eastern. That is Vintage and Vino. It is always a great time. We have so much fun. It's kind of like a vintage jewelry sale, also a happy hour all rolled into one. It's pretty low key. We just like to have a blast, have fun, hang out. It's like a bunch of girlfriends hanging out, looking at vintage jewelry, laughing about stuff, all that fun stuff. So please take a second, check one of those out when you can. And you know, come shop, come hang out, come join the fun. But definitely hit the subscribe button with the bell, and then you'll get notified anytime I go live, anytime I drop a video. So, okay, so let's get right into this. So we're not wasting any time, and we can see all this beautiful jewelry on this tray. I'm gonna start with the costume jewelry. I got some really, really pretty brooches. Let's see, get some, there we go. Okay. I got some really pretty costume brooches here. This one is reminiscent, maybe Judy Lee, Beau Jules, that kind of thing. You know, we've got the construction with the rivets and the, all of that really, really, really pretty, those really pretty rhinestones. Everything is prong set. It's really, really nice. These rhinestones are really interesting. It's almost like they were hand colored. You can almost see some of the color kind of crackling right there. But it's just a really unique brooch. So I'm not really sure. I've never really seen anything like this, but I really was attracted to the blue. You know, I have to look into something like this a little bit more, but it is just a really unique piece. I just like the color. I'm going to say that is going to be a nice reasonable price, just because, you know, we've got some, I guess, like, color wear on some of these pieces, but the color is great. You know, just a little bit of, I guess, flea biting, as I would call that, in an enamel piece, but it's just really pretty. Then I found this. Look at this red. This is fantastic. That is the back of it, and it is really nice. Now, I'm going to do a little research on this. I don't believe this is anything like a Juliana, probably just an unsigned beauty. You know, we do have the pin stop here, you know, but I think it's just an unsigned beauty. It's just a gorgeous piece. And that red is stunning, stunning, stunning. And then who doesn't like a beautiful butterfly brooch? We've got some like peacock colored rhinestones here. It's kind of like an AB over a black. This is like a black diamond color, Navette in here and in here, and then we have black crystals. This is really pretty, and it is signed right here, and it's signed made in Austria, and it is a really pretty piece. And I felt pretty lucky to be able to pick this one up. And all the rhinestones are there and accounted for. Those are the brooches I grabbed. Then I did find some really cool clip earrings. And, you know, clip dangles are really fun. They're real easy to wear, and they're nice and sparkly and fun and really cute to put on. And I found those. I thought those were really nice. And then these were really cute little clip flowers. Those were nice. And then these were fabulous. Those were fabulous. Look how nice and long those are. And none of these are signed, but I just thought those were cool. So some great costume there. Now another costume piece that I grabbed, and you know, it was a little bit, I paid up for it a little bit, but because it was so beautiful, and this is old. This is definitely old, and I was kind of hoping it might be Bakelite. I knew it wasn't cherry amber or anything like that, but I was hoping that it might be Bakelite, but it did not test. But I didn't have my Simichrome. All I had was 409, but it did not test as Bakelite. But it is a really beautiful plastic, and it's old. It is old. Look at this clasp. That is an old clasp. I'd say probably 1930s, 1940s clasp there. That is a really pretty long necklace. At least I think. That's that thicker design. So that's why I'm thinking it's that old. You know, the newer 1960s, 70s, they were not so thick. And this also has that little loop to do on the top. So I'm thinking it's probably a older piece. But this is just a really cool plastic. But look at how it just catches the light. It's very high quality. You know, I'd almost say this is, if this is not a Bakelite, then this is definitely like a German or a Japanese made plastic, which is still highly collectible in its own right from that era. And the quality of those plastics is amazing, and I loved it. I loved it. I took a chance on it. Did not end up being Bakelite, but still valuable in its own right, and it's amazing. It's amazing. Okay, let's take a look at some of the sterling I got. I'm going to start off with some of the earrings. You know, I've had a lot of requests for post earrings, and I just kind of made a display of them, and they've been selling pretty well. So I just picked up, they had a lot of post earrings at my one vendor. So I picked up some, and I figured I'd show you what I got. Some really pretty ones, something a little bit different than what I have had. I got those. These are nice earrings. These are dangles, but those are nice. And I'm pretty sure, let's test this down. I mean, I tested all the sterling. And yeah, those are blue topaz in there with all those really pretty marcasites. I was at the flea market today for over 3 hours, you guys. I'm never there that long, but I was there that long today. There was a lot of new vendors, a lot of different vendors today. Look at those. Aren't those pretty? And I don't know. I ended up spending like so much time in my one vendor's booth just talking and talking and talking. And you guys know that I can talk a lot, but yeah. I was just talking and talking and talking to people. Those are really nice. That is peridot. Yeah, I guess I can talk a lot. Those are really pretty little butterfly post earrings. You know, I like them. I just like these little posts. You know, as somebody with like multiple holes in their ears, having some of these little posts are fun. And those are amethyst. And then check out these little freshwater pearls. I thought those were pretty. Look at the coating on that, or that finish on there. Just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. I just loved them. And then there's a few more little posts in here that did not come on cards. These little dichroic glass ones, aren't those just really nice? As somebody who used to work in glass, this is something I can totally get behind. Love those. Love those. Here's a little native pair. And look at that. The malachite. Oof, love them. I don't think these are signed. It says sterling and sterling. So those are super pretty. Now, this one, only one of them has a back. So I'll have to find some kind of back for that one. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Let's see. Little bear paws. Those are really pretty. Don't believe, again, only one has a post. So I'll probably like change them around, and if I have to like put the little clear posts on the back, I'll probably like put the little clear backings, silicone backings on a pair. Then I'll just kind of like move some, like, again, only one. It's a trend. I don't know, is that, I think that's lapis. Super pretty. Look at, they're little guys. But I thought they were pretty stones. Again, here's another one. Pretty stone. Let's test the stone. Let's test this stone just to see. And ooh, that just tests in the glass range. So could just be a CZ or a crystal in there. It's pretty though. I like it. I think those are all the post earrings. And then I've got these little earrings, these little hoops. And as most of you guys know, and if you're new to my channel, you might not, I do make a lot of my own jewelry. So I do carry a lot of handmade jewelry. And so I do sell a lot of handmade earrings, but I like to keep earrings, you know, unique earrings on hand as well from other makers. And these are really pretty. So I'll try to keep like post earrings, Native American pieces, stuff, you know, that I would not make myself. You know, designer pieces. This is a really a nice pair of little bear earrings. I also make a lot of bracelets, that type of thing. So if you're not new, then, oh, these are marked. Oh, 925. So if you're not new, you know all that. But if you are new, you'll have to check out one of my sales or go back and check out my shorts. You'll see some of my stuff. So those are the earrings. Those are all of the earrings. So for bracelets, I got a lot of different ones. I got some liquid silver ones. So my one vendor, she sold me several things in a lot. She actually works for a vendor of mine that I go to, and then she kind of brings me some stuff of her own when she can. And she sold me a lot of jewelry, and it had some liquid silver in there. And this is one of the bracelets. And I do like these liquid silver bracelets. And this has the turquoise, and I believe that's sugilite. I believe this one's a 7-incher. That's 7 inches on the mandrel. Super pretty piece. And then here's another one, and that is a nice one. A little chip turquoise in there, but that is really pretty. And this one is also 7 inches. Yeah. really pretty. I like those. Let's see, and then there's this. Oops. Found that one. Beautiful marcasite and garnet tennis bracelet. Fold over clasp, which I actually like, a fold over. I tend to be able to put them on easier. So nice little fold over clasp. This one measures, it's about a 7-inch also on the mandrel. So that's really pretty. Like the little X design, looks like little X's. I did find this Mayan Ryan. So if you're new to my channel, these little faces, these little masks, I call Mayan Ryan. It's just kind of like an inside joke on my channel. So definitely if you are watching my channel regularly, you'll know about Mayan Ryan. But we just named these little Aztec masks on the Tasco pieces Mayan Ryan, and it's kind of become a thing. I even have t-shirts and sweatshirts that we made. It's just a joke, I guess. But I really like this. Now, this is not sterling silver. This is something called alpaca. It has no silver content in it whatsoever. This is a very old Tasco piece. It is marked on the back, Tasco, Mexico. It's kind of rubbed off, but it says Tasco, Mexico. This would be made for the tourist trade. This is probably mid-century. These, even though they have no silver content in them whatsoever, they do have value because of their age, because of what they are, and the design, you know. They would it be worth more in sterling? Yes, of course it'll be worth more in sterling. Were they made in sterling? Yes, they were made in sterling. But you can still wear this. It's going to look like sterling. These are, you know, they pass for a lot of people. I mean, I've been working with these a lot. I can tell it's not sterling, but most people can't. And it's a cool, cool, cool bracelet, I think. I just really love them. I love these. It's small. It's going to fit really small. It's going to fit like a 6 1/4. So it's going to fit a small wrist like mine. But I love this bracelet. It's really cool. And I bought it as much for myself as I bought it to resell. So because you all know how much I love Mayan Ryan pieces. And yeah, that is what it is. Okay, so now I got a bunch of cuffs. I haven't had a cuff in forever. And now I finally got some cuffs. This one's a bangle more than a cuff, I guess. This is Tasco, I believe. Yeah, Tasco. The little Tasco mark there. It's got an inlay of onyx and turquoise. It's pretty simple. And this one, it is a little on the heavier side. It's a 7-incher. It's nice because it's a little more oval. It's going to fit a little bit more comfortably on your wrist. But this is a really cool piece. But it is a little bit on the heavier side. So, you know, we all pay by gram weight anymore, and gram weight is getting more and more expensive, but I did get a decent deal at this vendor, so I can always do my best. I always try to do my best for you guys. But this is a cool, I thought it was just really pretty. I love that contrast. Isn't that contrast pretty? Yeah, I like that. Okay, so back to the native cuffs. Look at this one. So this is like a little shadow box cuff. Super pretty. This one I thought was great because it's hand signed. This is sterling silver and it's hand signed Sandoval. So Absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous. Look at that turquoise in there. That is fantastic. We're looking at a size on this one of about 6 3/4. You can definitely squeeze this down a little bit. You do have to be careful of this right here. But if you do it very slowly and easily, you've got a lot of room here to be able to squeeze this down. I'd say you can get this down to at least a 6 1/2, maybe close to 6 1/4, maybe. And then you could open this up slightly, but then you're going to be looking at a really wide space there. That's a really pretty cuff. Really pretty. I've been eyeing this cuff. It is a newer one, but I have been eyeing this cuff for a couple weeks. I love this one. This is, oh, I can't tell if that's a signature or not. I think it might just be marked 925. Not sure. But as we've talked about in the past, a lot of newer native pieces are being marked 925 as opposed to just, you know, as being marked sterling. I can't say for sure that this is directly native or not, but this is a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous cuff with beautiful turquoise. This was from a dealer that deals primarily in Native American jewelry. So he's told me he felt that it was native, but I am just going to leave it up to you guys. I'm not going to say one way or the other. This one is currently at a 7 1/4, and it is fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. And I love it. There's Sleeping Beauty turquoise in there. Absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. This is a very old one. Very, very, very. I'd say this is probably 1930s, 1940s. We're looking at, this is all one piece right back here of silver. Look at this. This is stamped all the way through. You can see that that's stamped all the way through. This is absolutely beautiful. How that's just kind of hammered in. Hammered in. These are applied. There is one small flaw in here. There's a slight hairline fracture in this piece of turquoise. You can barely feel it. It's not affecting anything at the moment. I personally didn't worry about it, but I'd like to be upfront and honest about stuff like that. This is an old cuff. Very old. Look at that detail. Holy smokes. Amazing. Amazing detail. Look at that. I love this one. I absolutely love this particular one. And we're looking at a size on this of about 6 1/4. 6 1/4 as is. I wouldn't mess with it too much. Maybe go up to 6 1/2. I love this. And of course, you could always take it to your own jeweler or something, and they could probably do something to stabilize that a little bit more, but I feel like it's fine as is currently. Okay, last but not least, this little one right here. I would consider this maybe a needle point. This is a great one, and this is an old bell trading. Now, probably post 1960s, I believe, maybe 1970s. We've got the bell on the post for bell trading post. So that is the later version. I'm blanking in my head on when it transitioned from just the bell to the bell on the post, but I believe it was like sometime in the later 1960s or maybe early 1970s, somewhere in there. But that's when that transition happened. This is the second logo for Bell Trading Post. The first one was just the bell. And then it says Sterling. And that's a really, really pretty one. And this one is a 7. Measures a 7. And you probably wouldn't want to move this too much. You can move it maybe just a tad, but excuse me. But because of these stones down here, you don't want to mess with it too much because you don't want to pop these stones. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay. Yeah. I don't know, has anybody gotten snow? I woke up to snow this morning. Ick. Ick. Okay. I picked up this necklace today. I thought this was pretty. I'm really getting into these types of beads. I don't know why. Even though I know I can make a necklace like this, these are, you know, of course, real Native American. Look at this. These are bench beads right here. And these are sterling bench beads. And this is beautiful. Santo Domingo, I don't know, maybe. I just think it's gorgeous. It is approximately it's about 16 inches. It's about a 16-inch necklace. But look at that. That is fantastic. Fantastic. This is actually a DTR, I believe. Is that? I thought I said DTR on here. What's on the heart? Yep, DTR. DTR turquoise necklace. This was in the one jewelry lot I picked up. Really pretty turquoise. Lots of gold pyrite in there. Am I using that term right? Lots of gold flecks in there. Really pretty piece. And then this, and I wasn't sure if I'm going to use this to cut this up, use it for the nuggets. I'm not sure if this is howlite, variscite, or turquoise. I'm sure somebody might be able to answer that. This is just really wild little chunks of something. And I thought it was cool. It is on a barrel clasp. It's really pretty. I love how nuggety it is and it feels. It's almost like popcorn or something. It's just really cool. It's just a cool necklace. So I grabbed that too. Well, technically it was in the lot, but I could kind of pick and choose a little bit in the lot. So that one was kind of neat. And there was this little bird fetish. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Little bird fetish necklace. Now, I didn't clean this up or anything. I could. It's old, though. I just don't like sometimes messing with things that are too old. This is 24 inches long. And it's just, look at those little tiny birds. All those little bird fetishes. So cute. 24-inch long bird fetish necklace on liquid silver. It is a single strand. It is just adorable. Love it. And then there are 2 of these, and it's just a simple single strand. I don't know if anybody's going to like those or not, but it was in that lot. And it's just a single strand of liquid silver. And these are short. These would be pretty layered. Oh, but they're super short. They're only 15 inches. So if you have a really thin neck or no, maybe a little young girl or something, but those are super short. So pretty, really pretty. So, Here's another really pretty liquid silver with, look at that malachite. And I like it when it does this and it goes into that little, almost a pendant kind of thing. And it's 3 strands, 6 strands. No, I guess it would be considered 3 strands because it's then just woven, goes back up into itself. But I just think that's really pretty. And this is about 17 inches. And that's a really nice one. Okay, this is just on a sterling silver chain, but this is a pendant, and I'm not sure if it's opal or boulder opal, some kind of opal. You catch the light on that? Look at that. That is literally to die for. Oh my gosh. And it is hand signed on the back. 925. I don't know if that's ML, but look at it. It looks like a landscape. Like, see how that's just on the bottom? And that almost looks like the night. It almost looks like, it's like almost like the night sky, like the Aurora Borealis or something. And then we've got, is that a peridot on the top? Let's find out. I don't know. It is. It's a peridot up on the top. That is literally the prettiest pendant. And, you know, I'm not somebody that's into like dainty, but this is something that's so striking. It's about 1.25 inches long. And at its widest point, it's about just over 1/4 inch. It's almost to a full 1/2 inch right in there. But oh my gosh, I'm in love with this. Absolutely in love with this. And the chain that it's on, you know, it's sterling silver. It can go with it. It's 16 inches. You know, it can go on the chain. It doesn't have to, but it can. And then I have this. Another beautiful piece of turquoise in a pendant. This is marked JC 925. It's on a really long box chain. Again, doesn't have to go with it. That's just how it came to me. 24-inch box chain. And that was really nice, pretty. I was in a lot. I did pick up some chains as well, just two plain chains. This is a really long Rollo chain. I mean, I'm talking like long, long. It is 30 inches long. This is a 30-inch long Rollo chain. So I don't know if anybody needs a 30-inch long Rollo chain, but I grabbed it because, you know, you just never know. It's a really pretty chain, I thought. And then I don't know why I like these chains. I'm not sure if this is considered a Figaro. I can never remember the names of chains, but I love this texture of a chain. And this is a 18-incher. 18-inch. So I grabbed those two. And then finally, this necklace I thought was really pretty. And it's all sterling and marcasite. It's quite long for what it is. It's 20 inches long. And this is what it looks like. So it's got this little dangle in the front. And then you've got this really interesting, it's very Victorian looking with the marcasites. It's got a push clasp. This is definitely a revival style piece. It's got the push clasp, it's got the lock, safety, and then it's marked right there, MR 925. I don't know what MR is. I have to look up MR. Oops. I am not sure what that is. I just think that's lovely. Yeah. I thought it was pretty, and I like that it was longer, you know. Cool thing, watch tips were in that lot. Unfortunately, I don't use this type of watch tip for my earrings normally. I don't normally use this kind because they are the men's, but these were signed, handmade J. Tully. They are sterling silver, and I just thought they were really pretty, so I grabbed them. Or, well, I didn't have a choice. They were in the lot. And I grabbed a few charms. Got a little picnic basket that articulates, a couple little dogs, and then little baby boots. I don't know why. I've been into charms. I kind of want to make a charm bracelet or a charm necklace. And I just need to find the right chain. I think my 30-incher might be a little large or a little long to do a charm necklace, but yeah, I kind of want to make one. Okay, got a lot of, these are all sterling, these rings. So let's go through the rings. I'm about 36 minutes in, so I'm going to try to make it through all of them. So I apologize for being such a long video. This is a size 9 tiger's eye. This is signed Monty, something Monty. And size 9 tiger's eye native ring. Really pretty. This one is gorgeous. This is a size 7. And we're looking at a stone citrine. We're looking at a citrine on this one, size 7. Love the filigree on that one, super pretty. This is an amethyst, and it is a size 8 amethyst. And we'll just be sure. Yep, size 8 amethyst. That's a gorgeous one. This I thought was cool. I picked this one up today too. I don't think it's signed or anything. I tested it. It is 100% real sterling, size 8 3/4. Look at that. It's such a pretty piece of coral in there. This is all sterling modernist, super cool. No signature, I don't think. And this is an 8. Really interesting. That's a cool stone. Some kind of jasper probably, size 10. Check that out, a little bling bling. That's a size 8. The stone is, I think we're gonna be looking at all glass on that one, but that is sterling silver. That's a beautiful native ring with the turquoise. It looks like we do have a little fracture in there. That's a size 6 1/4. It's an interesting little inlay ring. It is signed Zuni, AQG Zuni. That's pretty sweet. Size 6. There's a bling, if I've ever seen one. This is a size 7. And is it a quartz? It's this topaz. This is a smoky topaz. That's nice. Beautiful piece. Mark 925. I love that native ring. Something about this one I really, really loved. This is a size 6. And it is a bypass, so you could probably open this up a little bit if you wanted to. And it's marked Tully Sam. Tully Sam. That's super cool. That's a beautiful mother of pearl. Size 8.5. And that is marked Sterling L. Baker. Little Zuni bird. Size 5. It's a little bit of a mangled shank, but we can probably work on that. There's another pretty one. That's a size 8. I fell in love with this, but I'm a big art glass person. So that's probably, I don't know. To me, it looks like probably Tasco. Just a sterling on the inside. I see these as Tasco normally. It's a 6. Love that. Malachite inlay. Isn't that beautiful? That's gorgeous. That's a 9.5. It's heavy too. Look at this amber. This is yummy. I did test this. It does have a back on there, so it's reconstituted, but it does react to the light. So it is amber. So all that means is that it's been melted down, put into a mold to form that cabochon. And then in order for it to get that more greenish appearance, they painted the back. Doesn't mean that it's not real amber. Technically, it's real amber. So it is a size 8. It's just been molded. That's a big bling bling. Size 7. I don't know if it's a real stone or not. I'm guessing probably glass. Yeah, it's glass. But it's a pretty cool and big stone. This is cool, very modernist look. This is a smaller ring. It's about a size 6. And amethyst, yes, and an amethyst. Yeah. That was a pretty little heart. I'm assuming pink tourmaline. It's a 10. Yeah, this is a tourmaline. That's super pretty. Here's another amethyst. And that's a 9. Yep, amethyst. Very pretty one. That is big old blue stone. Size 8. And this is a lab sapphire. So that's a lab created sapphire. Big old size 8. Well, I shouldn't say big old. That's actually one of my ring sizes. Big old size 8. Trying to see if I can get my little Presidium to get one of these white stones. White stone's a CZ. Smoky topaz or smoky quartz. Let's take a vote. Who votes what? I'm saying smoky quartz. And it is smoky quartz. Hey. I think that's pretty. That is going to be, thinking this is a lab alexandrite. Why is this not catching the stone? Yeah, this is lab alexandrite. So if I were to take this outside, this is going to be more purple. Right now it's showing as more green. This is a lab alexandrite. It's a pretty cool piece. And this is a 7.5. This is an amethyst. I've actually had this ring, the exact same ring from the same vendor before. This is a 7.5, and then it's always a real stone. But I think it's cool. It's like little feathers or something going up the sides. It's a pretty cool ring. That's another amethyst. This is a size 6. Hope you like amethyst. I don't know, I must have been an amethyst kind of mood. I keep grabbing them. Yep, that's an amethyst. Size 6. Here's another one. Ooh, that's yummy. Look at the sides on that. Holy smokes. That's marked. I feel like this should be marked. This is really nice. This 925. It's got some that mark next to it. This is a real amethyst. Nice ring. Size 7. Nice. Those look like sapphires. It's a size 7 3/4. Can't get my... It is a lab sapphire. Yep. I'm assuming a lab sapphire. Those are really pretty. And 7 3/4. I'd say. Could be 7. Yeah, I'd say 7 3/4. It's definitely past the 7.5. And then last but not least, blue topaz. 8.5. Blue topaz, 8.5. I've had this ring before. Love that. Love that. But I don't know. I'm still saying this is my favorite. This one. This one. I don't know. Yeah. I think we did good today. I think we've had some luck. I think we've had some luck at the market today. Yeah, look at that. We've definitely had some luck at the market today. Great pieces, great bracelets right here. We've done well. So let me know what your favorite pieces are. I would love to hear from you. And definitely join me on one of my live sales. I have one that will feature this jewelry coming up on Wednesday, November 12th. And then I will be doing another live sale after that, featuring some of this jewelry as well, because I'm sure we won't get through all of this on the following Saturday at 8 p.m. So Wednesday on November 12th at 6 p.m. and then Saturday after that at 8 p.m. I'll also be doing a consignment sale this coming Tuesday on November 11th at 11 a.m. Eastern. Feel free to join me for that as well. I have some beautiful consignment pieces that came in from one of my beautiful subscribers. She's an amazing person, and I'm going to help her try to pare down some of her jewelry inventory, and there's some beautiful, beautiful pieces. My last two videos featured her consignment pieces, so feel free to go back, view some of those videos, view those two videos, see what we've got. You can purchase right from those videos as well. Thank you all for joining me. If you are a channel member, you do have the ability to pre-sale from this video. If you are not a channel member, feel free to check that out. Channel memberships start at just $4.99 a month, and you can pre-sale from any one of my videos at that point. So thank you all for joining me. I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope to see you on the next video or the next live sale. Love you all. Stay warm, stay healthy, love each other, and we'll see you later. Love you. Bye.